station.
And boom!
Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, begins a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charms the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
Oh, boy. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest, and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
Time is running out on Dan Cole's round. Let's go to 15. Bob?
Yeah, John Cole has been visibly angry. He's been talking to himself quite a bit. And it doesn't get any easier here on the par 3 15th hole at Minnesota National. This hole is guarded by two bunkers with a big tree in front of the green. Very challenging tee shot. He's opted to hit a 5-iron here. Cole, unreal pants, fluttering in the wind, mumbling to himself, I've got to have this shot. Hooty-hoo! Ooh, that's very well struck. Spinning through the air like a J.J. McCarthy pass. It's right on line. Looking good. Oh, my! It's in! I can't believe what I just saw. A hole-in-one for Cole at the 15th, and he's pointing at patrons in the gallery shouting, you doubted me, you doubted me, you doubted me, and now he's embracing his son, Peter. What a moment between father and son here at the 15th at Minnesota National.
We're the state of hockey, and I think that proves it, so.
I'm unlimited. Mr. Unlimited.
He has no chance.
Say. I just want to say, you doubted us, but now we're here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing what a sophisticated offensive game plan looks like. You talk about...
Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Yes, I do!
And the silence you hear is Lambeau Field.
Mark, they can't pitch. They can't hit. What is with? I mean, come on.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North. This is the common man, Dan Cole.
I can always do my own montage.
And we can build this thing together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop the Wild now.
So say, is that for the Wild or the Wolves?
Wolves. No, I don't trust the Wolves. I won't until they're hoisting the cup. No, they don't play for a cup. They play for a trophy. I tried to tell you this club was.
You try to tell me?
Yeah, well, because you said, well, I think we're going to end up finishing second behind Colorado. I said, no way, we're going to overtake Colorado. Now we've just picked up 2 points. Now we're down 5 points. And I know it's still, it's there ain't no mountain high enough. I get
Sounds like what you're saying is we have a message for the Colorado Avalanche.
Objects in your mirror may be closer than they appear.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And I love it. I just, this team has not, and I don't care about, was that 2003 we went to the Western Conference
Yes.
Finals? that was kind of on a wing and a prayer, right? We didn't have the kind of team we have now, right? That was usually good.
Not nearly the talent we have. It was very well coached.
Yeah, Jacques Lemaire, defensive kind of unit, right? Win a lot of 1-0 games, 2-1 games, those kinds of things. I don't think we were that. You know better than I do. We weren't a high-powered offensive unit. Well, we put a 5 spot on them last night, or was it a 6 spot?
We won 5-2. 2 of them were empty netters.
Okay,
but
that's all right. That's not our fault that they had to pull a goaltender. So so that's nice. It's and look, there's still a long way to go. And again, there are hurdles, there are roadblocks, there are mountains that are too tall or big, and so we still have our work cut out for us. But that's a nice start because, as we talked about, really, if they lose that game in regulation last night, then it probably is. Should I sing another song? Turn out the lights, the party's over, right? It would pretty much be 9 points. That's tough to overcome. And now 5. And again, I get it, but I would like there would be nothing better. I mean, you sent me, and you were very busy today you were doing a lot of research and sending me a number of postings on X, including the one, let me find it. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere, Tennessee. Hold on, I'm popping it up here. This is Jason, is it Gregor or Gregor? Do you know who he is?
Don't know.
He's a hockey guy of some ill repute. And it says, his tweet is, most points in the West since December 1st. And at the number 1 spot, the Minnesota Wild with 47.
We're coming.
The Lanch are in second with 43. Dallas 41. Those are the top 3 teams in the West, as you would expect. Nashville, those posted 41. Vegas 40 and Idem at 39. Nashville is 2 points back of Seattle, 3 back of Uda for the wild card spots. Nash plays Dal, Det, Sibij, and Boss before deadline to determine if they are buying or selling. So, but that's nice. That means the team is, and for me, and you might agree with this or not. Remember last year, the season kind of was almost the opposite. Wasn't it last year we got out to the great start and then we floundered?
Then we had the injuries, once Kaprizov got hurt.
And then this year it was, didn't we get off to a slow start? I think I was already throwing.
Well, through the month of October, I think they were like 3-6-3.
I was already throwing dirt on their casket, on their 2025, 2026 season. I thought it was over. That's great. Nice work. Thinking about who's going to be the next general manager, who's going to be the next coach. Will Leopold sell? And since then,
there were people in October saying we should be tanking for a draft pick.
I was one of those guys. I doubted them, and now they're here. But what I like is streaky teams can be fun, but they can be maddening. This is not a streaky team now at this point. I think since October, when things, I have to admit it's getting better. It's getting better all the time. It can't get much worse. Another song I'm quoting from. What's on tonight? And again, I pretty much know everything I need to know about John, Paul, George, and Ringo. But there's a documentary tonight on Paramount, Amazon, one of those, Netflix.
One of those streaming.
Yeah, one of those streaming services. It's a documentary about Paul McCartney from his Wings day when he was with Wings. So it's not, rehashing life with the Beatles anymore, though I'm sure they'll probably, harken back to that. There'll probably be little clips of what happened then, where it got, but it's about his days with Wings. So I think that might be kind of fun. And me, I live in the past musically, so I'll watch that. So why did I start talking about that? Streaky teams. I like a team this isn't just you win 8-9 or 7-10 or whatever, and then all of a sudden you go back. This team this isn't a fluke, Tennessee, and I know I'm not. That's not breaking news. It's not like I'm the only person, but that's what I like. It's like I can have faith in this team. Whereas you brought up the Wolves, I just can't, because they
They need to be consistent,
Yeah.
and we need to be consistent as well.
That's
So it's
exactly
definitely
right.
a hand-in-hand thing.
That's exactly what it is, regardless of what night we play. Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night. And I know, look, I know deep down that once postseason starts, it's what annoys me about in the NBA. The really good teams will go, all right, okay, we've kind of
Flip the switch.
Yeah, it's time to flip the switch, and that'll be great. And then NBA playoff basketball can be really good, especially because they do tend to play defense a bit more. And because you almost have to. You just can't let the other team go up and down the floor and score because most of these teams are fairly adept at scoring. So, so once it gets there, like even last night, I saw we were playing a bad Clips team and had to struggle. I mean, it was the game hung in the balance till late. And Ant shot 50% from the floor to hit the game winner. I saw the highlight too. He hit was it a 3 he hit? A 2 or a 3? I think it might have been a 3. I don't know. All I know is he was doing hero ball. Dribbling. And I'm just like, had I been watching the game, I would have been rather annoyed, either shoot or pass. Just do something at this point. And then he pulls up, 2 guys draped all over him, and he hits the shot. And then he starts jawing at Finch. And both of them afterwards said, no, it's I wasn't annoyed that he took the shot. It was a great shot he's been doing for us all year. We're lucky to have him. Ant did the old diplomatic, coach is right 98% of the time. He didn't give him 100%. And then Ant did the old.
I always love that
Ant
one.
is, and I guess you do want your best player with the ball in his hand at the end of the game, right?
Yeah. And
he basically said in no uncertain terms, that's what he's doing from now on. I mean, that's just the way it is. I feel better with the ball. I know my teammates want me to pass him. I'm paraphrasing what he said. You can read the quote.
He basically said, come fourth quarter, bring it to the ticket.
That's exactly what he said, which I'm okay with, because I guess if you're going to ask any guy on that team to shoot, I don't know who else you'd want to shoot. That maybe Devin, do we want to call him DiVincenzo or DiVincenzo today? Because he's a 3-point sharpshooter, right? So you might want him to take a shot. But then again, if he's not, guys get into rhythms, I think, the more they shoot. The more you shoot, even if you go, 1 for 8, you keep shooting, shoot. What is it? You shoot when you're hot and you shoot to get hot, right? And so I wonder if the thing is, if that's an elimination game and he misses it, then you go, well, why are you shooting that shot with 2 guys draped over you? So I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But I would rather have him shooting. So they both win, and that's good. The winter sports teams continue to excel. Peek at the purple other side of the break. 12:30. It's a big afternoon for us. We narrow down the Foolish Four to the Doke duo. We will crown a Preposterous Statement Tournament champion on Monday. And then Lil B, feminine touch of the program, 1 until 1:30. Then it's program password. My firstborn, Deuce, will join us in studio. Boy, you must have really been desperate. And then, and I think he's only won 1 time, and I think you've got him paired with Lil B.
Yeah, she already tweeted a white flag earlier.
Yeah. I said she might glare at you. He goes, that's okay. He's had me glare at him. Matter of fact, there was the famous one where he did something in soccer. He's like 6 years old, and I just stare at him from my lawn chair, and he goes, "You're insane!"
That'd be funny if he said that to Lil B today.
Yeah, you're insane. And then it'll be Arnordo and I. So, plenty to get to. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Peek at the Purple right here on the Common Man program by the Fan.
Turn back the clock and turn up the volume. Santana and the Doobie Brothers hit Mystic Lake Amphitheater August 27th for a massive night of classic hits and summer memories in the making. Tickets are on sale now. Get the full details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
13-14 past. I'm Common. He's 10 to be. Peek at the Purple brought to you by Affordable Electric. They were at my place today. I had a double tap, and I had to get that fixed. It's inside electrician talk. I'll explain it to you some other time. But if you have electrical needs, I highly recommend Affordable Electric. Affordable-electric.com. Affordable-electric.com. They are shockingly affordable. That's right. Oh, boy, that'll wake you up. You sent me, again, a Viking quarterback talk, and I know there are people that have grown weary of it. Get used to it. It's
going to be a big topic this offseason.
It is. I mean, it's the most important position in sports, according to the notorious DIG. I think goalies, the goalies the next. I think I mentioned that yesterday. You can ask Hellebuck and all Minnesota or all United States Olympic hockey fans. Goaltender, the second most important position in all of sports. Pelissero was on with Rich Eisen. These are the big guys tend to be. These are the big national names. They're all in the know, right? I did those Taste Fairy commercials. I don't know if everybody, because that was a long time ago now. It's got to be 10, 11 years ago. Maybe some of our newer listeners don't know that I was asked by Niemer Fieger to do Taste Fairy commercials. It was for Subway. It was going to be the Taste Fairy, and they put me in a fairy outfit, and I danced around, and it was a series of 3 commercials, and there were some people, and I'll admit to it, I was trying to parlay that into a nationally syndicated. I wanted to be like Rich Eisen, and it just didn't work out that way. But Pelissero, local kid who's made good, was on with it, and Eisen asked him, "Well, what's the plan for the Vikings?" He says the same plan as last year. They want to bring in some competition for McCarthy, though I didn't really think that was the plan last year. It didn't seem like it.
No.
But that's the way he phrased it, if I read it correctly.
They might have, and they just failed in that, right? I mean, they wanted Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that's where I think he was saying, right? That's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, they at least gave an offer to Darnold.
Right. And he thinks that they'll probably go after like a Kyler Murray or Geno Smith because they both have talent. They're both capable of, they've won games in the NFL. They're both pretty good. And they both would come cheap, right? And give real competition to McCarthy. Then I read Jim Suhan, esteemed columnist, Fish Wrap Factory West Side. And I enjoy Jim's work. I don't always agree with him. There are times I do, and I agree kind of partly with him today. He thinks, don't bring in any competition. You've got to play McCarthy. Then he started doing the old, he went 4-1 or 4-0 in his last 4 games. And he compared the numbers, his offensive numbers, his passing stats with Darnold over Darnold's last few games of the season.
Oh my gosh.
And McCarthy's were better. And it's like, well, 2 totally completely different situations. Darnold was playing against Rams, 49ers, playing for home field advantage in the playoffs, not just running out the string. As a matter of fact, I think in one of the responses, where people on the comment board basically said what you and I've talked about, and I didn't realize that 3 of those 5 teams they beat at the end of the year, not only were their defenses ranked among the worst in the league, 3 of the defensive coordinators got fired at the end of the season. That's how bad they were. Maybe they got fired because the coaches said, if you can't slow down J.J. McCarthy, we're in trouble. But and
one of those teams was the JV team for the Green Bay Packers.
And then, he went with, and a lot of people have gone with this, the old, we're 1 punt return from making the playoffs.
Oh, gosh.
And it's like, I guess technically you could say that if you just want to narrow down the season to 1 play. But you can go back and go through every game from start to finish, right? From game 1 through game 17, and you would probably find at least 1 or 2 plays every game and go, if that play goes different, Vikings win a game, or if that play goes different, the Vikings lose a game.
Well, it's bizarre because you're using the punt return as a way to defend J.J. McCarthy, but I could also contradict that and say, if J.J. McCarthy had played better in that game, you wouldn't be coming down to a punt return.
That's exactly
at the very end.
That's exactly right. And let's face it, the reason they were winning those last games was due more to Beeflo's defense than it was anything we did offensively. That was just really good defensive play. But I've said this before. Let's go. I know we're just we're always kind of reflecting back to what we thought before. I thought they should have signed Roger or Darnold, and I thought they should have signed Rodgers. Going into this year, I sort of kind of lean toward. I mean, I don't mind if the Vikings go out and get Kyler Murray and have a real competition, but I do think because you went out and drafted, you do have to find out if he can play. Last year I felt like the team was built to win now. Darnold was brilliant. He was brilliant for all the year until the Detroit game where he was bad. Rams game is a mixed bag. Some of his fault, some of the offensive line. We've gone over all this. But I do think unless you want to just you either want to give McCarthy a real chance to win the job, or if you've decided he's not the guy, then you just go ahead and cut bait, right? I don't really think there's a middle ground. You either feel like he can still be your quarterback, or you let him, you cut him loose. So if they were to bring in a Kyler Murray, I guess that's okay. My guess is Kyler Murray would probably win the starting job, and then you still don't know about McCarthy. I don't know. And then there's all the discussions about if you play McCarthy and he is bad, the team's record will probably be bad, and then we got a whole boatload of, the quarterback class next year is supposed to be one of the best ever, maybe, potential with it. So, there's a lot of decisions to be made, and they're made by people tend to be that they got a lot more at stake than you and I do. We're just fans sitting there watching, talking about it. And you got general managers, coaches, and all the. O'Connell's got the most pressure, right? I mean, he's got to, if his decision on what to do with the quarterback situation is going to obviously have a lot to do with his future status with the club, right? And so, but McCarthy he's shown some moments. We saw it. I'm just not sure. My gut tells me, and you can't go on your gut, I guess. I mean, if you do that, you could be, and I don't have much of a gut anymore. I lost 30 pounds in 60 days. But if you go with with my gut, I don't think he's going to turn into a great quarterback. I don't think. But, we've seen it. That's the other danger. Darnold has brought it more to the forefront than anybody recently that I can remember. A quarterback where several teams gave up on him. The team that drafted him 3rd overall, the team that signed him after that. Then, I guess San Francisco really didn't give up on him. He was just a backup quarterback there. They had Purdy, but he played for another team. Then all of a sudden he comes here and he's brilliant. And then the next year he leaves and he goes and wins a big game. So every team now has got to be thinking when they draft a guy, it probably keeps coaches up at night. You're tossing and turning going, hey, we drafted that guy, in the top 10 and he didn't play very well. But if I let him go, what if he turns into the next Sam Darnold? That'll always be, what if he's the next Sam Darnold? What if he's the next Sam Darnold? So, I don't know. But if Pelissero's plugged in, and I don't know, how much he knows and how accurate it is, but he seems to think that it'll be a competition for the quarter. It's not like they're going to get last year, I think, when they went out and got Wentz, that was just to be a backup, right? That was not, same when they had Howell. Howell was just going to be I don't think they planned to have Howell battle it out with McCarthy to see who the starting quarterback was. They thought Howell was so bad, they dumped him and then picked up Wentz, who was out of the league at the time. So I don't think they expected Wentz to be the guy. And he wasn't. He didn't start the season as the guy. It was McCarthy. So,
both KOC and Brzezinski have talked about we're going to look at all of our options. Mm-hmm. When you say we're going to look at all of our options, that means J.J. McCarthy's not being handed the job.
Yeah, that's what you would think.
At the very least, he's in a quarterback competition, and at the most, he's going to get replaced.
Yep, that's basically how. And you know what?
The best he can hope for right now is a competition.
Best case scenario, I think, for the Vikings and their fans, and for McCarthy, is somehow between when the season ended. I'm sure he's working on stuff right now, right? He's got some quarter. I don't know if he meets with O'Connell, that we don't know about. They're over at the facility working on mechanics. If they're, if he's working with a QB coach or whatever, but they're working hard at it right now, and they'll come to camp and hope. And the best case scenario is all of a sudden he takes a major step, and all of a sudden mechanics are better, reading defense is better, matures a little bit, and starts playing like a guy you can go, this could be our guy for the next. He could be our Matty Stafford. He could be our Jordan Love. He could be our, you name the guys out there that have had solid careers, even better than solid careers. But we'll have to see how that goes. We'll pause, come back. PST, that, by the way, Peek at the Purple brought to you by Affordable Electric, affordable-electric.com. Other side of the break, PST, Triple V, Triple I. We'll set up the Doke duo. We'll do that next year on The Fan.
never miss your chance to know what the latest sports news is in town, chances to win tickets, and knowing what is going on with all your favorite KFAN shows.
Well, how do you do that?
Follow KFAN 1003 on all of our social channels like Instagram, TikTok, and X now. By the way, you can vote for the Preposterous Statement Tournament on X at KFAN 1003. Stay connected. Follow the sports leader, KFAN.
So, I'm watching... Before we got time to kill anyways, I'm watching this. The Pat McAfee show is up on the Toshiba, and they've got the Hughes kid, Jack Hughes. And do you think he'll ever fix his teeth? Because that's part of the story, right? He takes a high stick, knocks out, is it 1 or 2 teeth? Knocked right out of his head. Just boom, out of his gums. And then shortly thereafter, he scores the game-winning goal in overtime on 3-on-3 to win, help the United States win the Olympic gold. And then the story has been... my favorite part was when, which guy for the Wild said, big deal. So he lost his teeth.
Boldy.
Who cares? Yeah, Boldy says, no big deal. Who even cares about that? I'm sure that, but do you think that's now going to be his look forever? Because it's so.
Yeah, because his front tooth is basically cut in half right now. And it's at a diagonal.
Yes. And like I say, it's
kind of iconic now.
Yeah, right.
It's like the gap in Michael Strahan's teeth.
That's exactly it. So it's like I don't think you can fix it, can you? Because, now, I recall just walking down the street, bum, 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 trying to escape the city heat. I'm in a musical mood today. Because if he were walking down the street and, just had like a grimace on his face or just had his lips pursed, you probably wouldn't know who he is. As soon as he smiles at you, you go, you're that Olympic guy that got your teeth knocked out and scored a goal. That's his most recognizable trait.
He doesn't look like a professional athlete.
No, he looks like, you know what he looks like? He looks like one of those kids who'd be on a skateboard.
Yes. Yeah.
He's
got some sort of kind of do-rag thing in his hair.
You know what? He looks like a guy that'd be sitting around the house, getting high and watching the tube, waiting to cut loose. So I don't think he can fix his tooth. He's got to leave it like that, right?
I find the media tour that these guys are going to be on fascinating now because Jack was in Pittsburgh last night.
Right.
He is broadcasting live in Indianapolis right now, and they have a game in St. Louis tomorrow. So it's he just stopped at Indy on the way there.
Yeah.
And then Quinn Hughes for our Minnesota Wild, right? He was in Colorado He was in Colorado last night for the win. They're in Utah tonight. Then he's flying to New York to be on Saturday Night Live on Saturday. And then on Sunday, he has to come back here to play at home against St. Louis Blues. And then I read that he's going to be on The Tonight Show on Monday night. And then he's coming back here to play the Tampa Bay Lightning on Tuesday.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
That's quite the media schedule.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say... because of this whirlwind tour, you talk about jet lag. You talk about circadian rhythms. You talk about air traffic control. You talk about time zones. You talk about elevation changes and all of that. If his productivity slips some, do we get mad and angry? Do we go, no, what are you doing? Again, we're happy, and I get it. It's probably once in a lifetime. I don't expect him to be doing, being invited to the Tonight Show and Saturday Night Live and just that. But where are your priorities? Is it helping us overtake Colorado? Now I don't know. My prediction that we'll overtake Colorado, I don't know if I might have to back off on that.
Well,
I don't like the idea.
I will say at the very least, the Wild are in a comfortable enough position. It's not like they're fighting for a playoff spot to get in. So at any point, if he's Tucker, they can load manage him at some point.
I'd sure like to be the number one.
Because you didn't even mention that he just came back from Italy after being there for a couple of weeks and was on probably a 48-hour binge.
I would sure.
But I will say, given the state of the NHL and the need for exposure that the sports needs, and they've never been great at throwing their athletes out there, they should take advantage of every moment they can with this. So from a greater good of the sport of hockey, you allow them to do it.
I don't, for me personally, this is just me, the greater good of hockey doesn't matter. It's because it's the cup. And it's like, this now and I don't know if we'll ever be able to, I don't know if we'll ever be able to pinpoint, if the Wild cannot overtake Colorado, and let's say we have to play Dallas, we win, and then we lose to Colorado because we have to play them probably in the semis, right? Is that what it would be?
We'd have to play Colorado the next round if they're the ones that, and then you have to go through your division the first two.
And if we lose them because they have home rink advantage, we could point if we lose games, we could point to the Tonight Show.
You're ready to blame Quinn for our season. Should we trade him before the deadline? Is that what you're suggesting?
I think
is it time to move on?
I think it's something to consider. Now, who hosts the Tonight Show nowadays? I don't know who is it. Is that Fallon or is it?
I don't know which. I think it's Fallon. I don't know which one's which. I don't really watch the late night shows.
I haven't watched a late night show since Carson.
I don't think it's Kimmel.
It's one of those two, but I think Kimmel is ABC. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
must be Fallon.
It's Jimmy Fallon. And maybe it's Jimmy Fallon's fault. And then who's the guy that runs Saturday Night Live?
Lorne Michaels.
Is it Lorne Michaels' fault?
You know he's only going to be on there for like 20 seconds too. He'll like deliver one line.
Yeah. Because wouldn't you fix your teeth by now? And wouldn't you go in for an emergency?
He probably hasn't had time.
Well, it can't be that hard. You check into the. Maybe he did. Maybe he had to have a. I don't know. I think he likes.
We got to have like a crown put on it, right? Because it's still half there.
Yeah. I think he likes it. Well, I had a half front tooth, as you know. I had like a 3/4 tooth, and then Dr. Cornelison put a compound. I never went with the entire porcelain, though I think I'm going. That's my next move is to do a porcelain tooth. But they linked it with some kind of I don't know what material it is. I don't remember what it is. But they put that on, and then I did the Invisalign to straighten them all out. So maybe that's the road. Maybe that's what he's going to have to do. I do know this. It's time. Well, old friend, let's get to the Doke Duo. What do we have for
we're in the Foolish Four. We're about to get to the Doke Duo.
Correct.
Here are the results from the Foolish Four. The number one seed from the
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
That would be Cleveland Cavaliers guard Dennis Schroeder on the NBA trade deadline. He said, quote, "It's like modern slavery. It's modern slavery at the end of the day. Everybody can decide where you're going, even if you have a contract. Yeah, of course, we make a lot of money and we can feed our families, but at the end of the day, if they say you're not coming to work tomorrow, you're going over there, they can decide that. They got to change that a little bit."
You know what he could do? He could just retire and find another line of work. If he's that concerned about being traded, and they can tell you where to go, find another line of work.
If I had a line of work that was compared to slavery, I probably would try to get out of that job.
That's exactly
myself.
what I would do.
He goes up against the number 6 seed from the
West Region.
That would be the CEO of Live Nation Ticketmaster, Michael Rapino.
I always joke, sports, it's like a badge of honor to spend $70,000 for a Knicks courtside. They beat me up if we charge $800 for Beyonce, right? So it's we have a lot of runway left, right? So when you read about the ticket prices going up, it's still average concert price is $72. Try going to a Laker game for that. There's 80 of them or whatever the hell. So the concert is underpriced, has been for a long time.
Okay.
The winner by a score of 57 to 43%. I know you're disappointed, Common. Number 1 seed Dennis Schroeder advances.
I wanted Michael Rapino. This is the one I really care about. This is the matchup.
The other matchup.
Have you ever heard Tennessee the old saying during the holiday, shop local?
Yeah.
Vote local.
Vote local.
Let's see what happens.
East Region.
The number 6 seed from the East Region is John Bonus, who said, quote, "You're probably never happier at a job than when you're underpaid." He went up against the number 1 seed from the
South Region.
Kendrick Perkins.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009?
Right.
That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009.
Well, Kendrick Perkins might be in the running to be the most powerful black man since 2009 because he has advanced to the Doke Duo. John Bonus's run has ended 55 to 45%. Kendrick Perkins. So it's a national person will win the Preposterous Statement Tournament. So we're on to the Doke Duo. You can vote on it right now on KFAN 1003 on X. Here's a recap of your matchup. The number 1 seed from the
North Region, presented by Carboni's Pizzeria.
That would be Cleveland Cavaliers guard Dennis Schroeder on the NBA trade deadline. He said, quote, "It's like modern slavery. It's modern slavery at the end of the day. Everybody can decide where you're going, even if you have a contract. Yeah, of course, we make a lot of money and we can feed our families. But at the end of the day, if they say you're not coming to work tomorrow, you're going over there, they can decide that. They got to change that a little bit. They'll go up against the number 1 seed from the
South Region.
Kendrick Perkins.
Shedeur Sanders is the most powerful black man since 2009. You know what happened in 2009?
Right.
That's when President Obama got elected in office. He's the most powerful black man since 2009.
Like I said, you can vote on it right now. Actually, you have the entire weekend. You'll have it till about 11:30 on Monday morning. The Doke Duo at KFAN 1003 on X.
When Bonus lost, what was the percentages again?
55 to 45%.
Remember when we used to include Rubes and we decided not to? I think we should just throw national guys out. I want somebody...
Make it all local?
Yeah, I want to be local. I just love it when it's...
It's going to make fun of the people we know?
Oh, yeah. Meat Sauce and...
Lavelle, PA.
And PA and Rosen and all the others. It's so much fun. Oh, well. My guess is what Jack Hughes will do with his tooth is he'll get a gold tooth, right? That's what you do.
Oh, genius.
Don't you? You just get a gold tooth is what you do. Why wouldn't you? And then if they build a statue of him, it won't be a bronze statue. It have to be gold, but that costs a lot. Somebody would steal that, right? 8-foot tall gold statue with a hockey stick, they would probably, yeah. Here's a couple of people weighing in on the PST. Brad Sean Bryant, KFAN text line. This one says 55% of the people don't know how to have fun. Here's another one. I agree with that. This one says, as a longtime PST listener, it's deflating when the winners are national famous people. And I agree.
Yeah, I kind of agree, yeah.
I mean, again, if they're preposterous, they're preposterous. That's the way it is.
It's so much better when a Paul Charchian wins it, or Tommy Olson, or Kevin Gorg.
It's so good. What, who are the locals that have won it over the years?
Well, those three.
Those three.
I think Tommy Olson's won it twice.
Right.
Said Tommy Olson, Charch, Gorg.
I consider Chris Carter local. Don't you kind of consider him local because he was here for so long? I mean, he's national, but he's national local. See, I think he used to be on with Chad and Burrow all the time, and he played here. His most productive years.
Like if the preposterous statement was heard like on our airwaves, even though it's someone national, it still feels like it's Didn't Greg Coleman win the first year?
I think Greg Coleman did win. Yeah.
Sidney Rice will make you forget about Randy Moss.
Yep. Did Charlie Walters win one year?
No, but he was the motivation for why we started the preposterous statement tournament. He was the first ever statement that we listed.
Yeah, because he said he wouldn't trade two Al Jefferson.
Two Kevin Garnett's for one Al Jefferson. Or no, something like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade one Al Jefferson for two Kevin Garnett's.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think you would get if Jefferson and Garnett had a kid?
Cooper Flagg.
Well, I don't think it'd be Cooper Flagg because that's if you had Garnett and who was it?
LeBron.
And LeBron, then you'd get Cooper Flagg.
So now selfishly, because on Monday we'll play one preposterous statement.
Yeah.
I always cheer for the ones that have audio in it.
Yes.
So then I can play that over the music. So I'm kind of cheering for Kendrick now.
Well, here's the deal. The best part of PST is when we play one preposterous statement. It's just so good. And to this day, do we remember who that was who sent that in? I think we've tried.
I don't remember. Yeah. It was emailed a long time. It was a genius.
Yeah, and then I think we've actually thrown out the bat signal and said, hey, if you're the person that did this, could you reach out to us again? And they just never have. Maybe they've left town. Maybe they're not around anymore.
Maybe they're dead.
Could be. I hope not. But they could have just left town or don't listen anymore. I mean, would you listen anymore?
No.
I don't think you would either. So, yeah, and now we'll crown an 18th champion, and we've only had one repeat as far as we remember. Tommy Olson won it twice,
so.
And so that'll be good. But we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. You sent me a couple of other screenshots of tweets I want to get to a couple because I thought they raised some interesting issues. The first one would be Kyle Anderson is now back with the Wolves. Is that a big deal?
Slo-Mo. I love it.
Yeah, it's nice.
I always thought he took too much crap here.
Okay.
If you remember the playoff run that the last time he was involved in a playoff run, like the first two series, he struggled offensively, and everyone thought it was funny to just make fun of Slo-Mo. And then we got in the series against the Mavericks, and nobody on our team could defend Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And as the series went along, he was our best at defending Luka Doncic. I'm like, you guys are all ripping him because he has a weird, that's why they call him Slo-Mo. Yeah. He's got a weird release.
Was Slo-Mo
he can defend multiple positions.
Was he the one that punched the wall?
Maybe.
Somebody punched a wall.
I feel like there's been lots of those.
They thought they were punching the curtain because they didn't know there was a brick wall behind it coming out of the tunnel. I don't remember that. And then who were the two Wolves that got in a fight on the sideline? Didn't we have that happen too? Wasn't that Gobert and somebody? I thought we had a fight on the sideline once that got kind of ugly during the playoffs. We've had our moments in postseason. Dan Hayes, he won a preposterous statement, right?
Yes.
Did he win it?
Local, yeah. There's a local one.
He has, at Dan Hayes MLB, Royce Lewis's MRI came back clean. # Minnesota Twins breathe a sigh of relief. So, again, it was reported yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, that he came up lame, like running the bases. And so that in an overabundance of caution, they decided to pull him out and do an MRI, but apparently he's fine. And I
just don't know how you can consistently get hurt running bases.
Well, that's it. And because he did, pull up lame, I don't think I was like, I mean, I know, like, okay, nothing happened there, but it just seems like it's a matter of time.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That it's going to happen again, but I don't know. And then you had another one that was interesting. It's out of college transfer.
That's interesting.
Yeah, college transfer portal. It says football recruits are figuring out how to use AI to fabricate fake highlight plays. Then there's several of examples.
You've got to be kidding me.
This says this will completely shake up the football world. Will it really? I mean, like, do you recruit people without? I guess you probably. I would think you'd watch somebody play.
You don't just recruit someone just strictly off of a highlight tape, do you?
I don't think you do, but maybe some teams have to. Maybe if you're
at least like talk to a coach or something.
Well, that's it. It was Jaden who punched the wall, and it was Rudy and Slo-Mo that got into the fight.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Rudy and Slo-Mo got in the fight. Jaden punched the wall, and he missed the entire 2023 playoffs. And that was devastating because Jaden's pretty good defensively last I checked. So there you go. So those are some of the things that were happening in the world of sports today that I thought raised some interesting issues. Let's do this. Let's take a pause. When we do, it's a Phone It In Friday, which means Lil B, Feminine Touch of the program. She joins us at 1:30. Nordo returns, and so does Deuce. And we'll play a little program password right here on the Common Man program on the Fan.